The strike at Kellogg's is entering its third week, and employees continue to protest with no agreement reached yet. Good afternoon. I'm Anna Bellinghausen.
And I'm Greg Stuskevich. Coming up, cold temperatures are causing complications for local food trucks to stay open. See the impact it's caused and what they're doing to adapt. The Omaha News starts now.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
For the past 3 weeks, the Kellogg's Workers Union remains on strike in response to a new contract that employees say is unreasonable. Reporter Grace Bellinghausen joins us live for the latest on the strike.
Thanks, Anna. Employees continue to stand outside the plant every day to get a new fair contract.
The Kellogg's building on 84th and J Street is the largest cold food manufacturing plant in North America. Day and night, 6 days a week, this has been the scene outside the various gates. Employees say they're longtime workers and just want treatment and pay that's fair.
There's 1,400 of us with Kellogg's, and we need to stick together and to see this through so that we can all have better paying jobs for the future, for our young people coming in.
Both Republicans and Democrats have supported the workers' plea for fair wages. A poll by Anoto Global says 73% of Americans agree with Kellogg's workers' strike. However, Kellogg's remains unwilling to budge.
The company is making record profits, making $21 billion in 2020. Executives have taken a 20% increase in compensation, while plant workers' pay increase wasn't even enough to counteract inflation. Along with this, Kellogg's wants to get rid of its two-tier system for wages.
It's eventually going to take all of the employees and put them down into the lower tier. So all employees will be making $12 an hour less. Their insurance premiums will go way up. They'll take less vacation time and less vacation pay.
Around 70% of workers are in Tier 2 and would be affected by the new pay scale. They remain hopeful that Kellogg's will reach an agreement if they keep up the pressure.
I'm here outside the Kellogg's plant with unionized worker Mark Scott. Mark, how are you guys staying warm in the cold and rainy weather?
Well, it's warm clothes and ponchos, umbrellas. We got some fire pits, some propane heaters inside the tents, so it's not too bad. Everyone goes in and once in a while warms up.
And what's one thing that you would say to Kellogg's?
Well, first off, shame on them for taking our insurance away. So we're out here with no insurance, no health care, so that's pretty bad.
And how are you guys dealing with all of this? And do you think that you guys have made any progress over these past 3 weeks?
Yeah, I believe so. We're out here every day, 24/7, so I think we're making a difference.
All right, thank you so much. Back to you, Anna.
Thanks, Grace. And here's some good news. Contract talks between Kellogg's company and the striking employees continue. The company says that the union representing the workers agreed to pick up talks next Tuesday. Along with Omaha, the striking plants include Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Memphis, Tennessee, and Battle Creek, Michigan. The company says it's not clear how the strikes will affect employees in stores because it has restarted production at all 4 cereal plants with salaried workers and outside workers. A New York woman is suing Kellogg's company over fruit filling in its Pop-Tarts. According to the lawsuit, the advertising on the boxes of strawberry Pop-Tarts is misleading because the filling uses fewer strawberries than advertised. The complaint says that the pastry contains more pears and apples than it does strawberries. The lawsuit calls for a jury trial and asks for more than $5 million in damages. The lawyers representing this case also represent an Illinois woman who sued Kellogg's in August with similar allegation. Kellogg's has not commented on the lawsuit.
The men shot by Kyle Rittenhouse in August 2020 can be referred to at his trial as rioters or looters, but not as victims, says Wisconsin Judge Bruce Schroeder. Schroeder has had a long-standing rule of not allowing prosecutors to refer to people as victims at his trial, sparking debate as to the terms that should be used. Defense lawyers maintain that Rittenhouse acted in self-defense when he fatally shot 2 protesters in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The protesters were shot during a demonstration against the police after the shooting of Jacob Blake. Rittenhouse has pleaded not guilty. The Omaha FBI says cybercrimes in Nebraska and Iowa are increasing, causing businesses to lose money and valuable information. In 2020, Nebraska businesses reported almost $12 million in losses due to cybercrimes, with that number being almost double in Iowa. Agents say hackers are constantly finding new ways to victimize people and that they see trends in businesses being targeted. Last year, small hospitals were hit, and this year, more agricultural businesses are being hit.
Former President Donald Trump has endorsed candidate Charles Herbster for Nebraska governor. Herbster, a businessman from Falls City, is a close political ally. Governor Pete Ricketts released a statement in opposition, arguing that Herbster is not qualified to serve in that role. Ricketts hasn't formally endorsed a candidate, but has made several appearances with the University of Nebraska Regent Jim Pillen. On the Democratic side, State Senator Carol Blood is running unopposed for her party's nomination for the state's top spot. And within the last 8 months, Exarban Village has become home to major renovations, resulting in a boom of growth. The Inner Rail Food Hall was the start of the new entertainment district that has popped up in Exarban Village. Within the last year, it has seen new projects, new parks, new businesses, almost every month for this young and vibrant area. The first major addition just wasn't for the humans attracted to the area, but for their pets too. Dog owner Ian Aleo says the Bark Park has created its own little community.
I come every day. We come every day and have for the last few weeks. Met people who live near us that we've never met before that now we're friends with. There's people who when I come, it's, hey Jan, how are you?
Aleo says he's skeptical about the new developments at first. He feared it would turn into a corporate space, but he is hopeful and happy about the community and it has created for local neighborhoods and the University of Nebraska Omaha students. Coming up, we take an alternative look at a medicine practice that has been used since the beginning of medical care.
Next, with harsh temperatures approaching, food trucks in the metro normally have to shut down. See how they are adapting their business to help combat the cold. The Omaha News will be right back.
There's a unique educational experience right here in Omaha. With access to top-rated programs, in-demand degrees, and a worldwide community of graduates, UNO prepares students for life, wherever it may lead. From Omaha to Italy to Uganda to Japan, Mavericks are working in communities around the globe. So where will a degree from UNO take you? UNO, access to exceptional, access to the world. Learn more at unomaha.edu.
Yeah, my name is Anna Bellinghausen. I'm one of the founders and the president of Women in Media Club, and I just want to be known as a person that would do anything to get a woman in the door anywhere. I want to be known as someone that paved the way for young women before me and that honored and respected the women that came before.
What I really like about this club is it's a really safe space. It's a space that allows us to do whatever, simply so we can benefit ourselves and also benefit the university that we go to.
There needed to be a door to open for these women, just something that they can easily go to, and that's the Women in Media Club.
This is the Omaha News.
The cold weather crisis is also a food crisis, hurting servers who work in Omaha's four-wheel diners. Reporter Anam Alrawadi talks how food truck owners are adapting their businesses to combat the harsh temperatures.
Food trucks owners in Omaha are facing difficulties to keep their business going, especially with the coming cold weather during the pandemic. Omaha's growing good reputation is not just reflected by the growing restaurants, but also by the burst of food trucks. According to the Omaha Food Truck Association, more than 30 food trucks in the metro area. However, with the temperatures cooling down, most of the food trucks have to shut down during winter. The Zaytuna food truck owner, Ahmed Al-Ramadan, says because all the food inside the truck will be freezing.
The temperature went down, so everything inside the truck, every pop inside the truck explodes. So I had to clean and I had to close the next day.
The pandemic and cold weather threat have forced Omaha Metro food trucks to change the way they do their business, and that change is hurting many of them. Dr. Chamin Young talks about how food trucks could be improved.
Social media marketing will be much more important than just pamphlets or just the traditional marketing channels. So learn to how to market themselves on social media could be a big help.
Prepackage the food products or having products that last longer is an advice that Dr. Young gave for the food truck owners. Also, having a delivery option will be easier for food truck owners and customers during the winter and the COVID-19. For the Omaha News, I'm Anam Arroili.
Despite the difficulties they are facing, the number of food trucks is still increasing in the Omaha Metro. The old St. Pat's Convent on 15th and Martha Street has been transformed into a life-saving service giving women a second chance at a new beginning. Since its founding in 2005, Bethlehem House has been changing the lives of approximately 600 expecting mothers living in crisis situations. From issues like homelessness and incarceration, there is a feeling of relief for them upon arrival.
So many of our women that come to us have been operating for years in a state of crisis. But when they get here, they recognize that they have a roof over their head, they have running water, they have food. They can kind of breathe and relax a little bit and really focus on themselves and focus on that baby they're about to have.
Bethlehem House helps residents find housing. They are currently building a new apartment complex composed of 15 three-bed units right next door so girls can move in right after graduation. Ernst says the apartments are expected to be occupied by January 2022.
A new practice to fight illnesses is gaining popularity, and it doesn't have to do with medicine. Reporter Liam Fenwick has more on an alternative medicine practice that has a growing following in Omaha.
Inside his small office in Ralston, Jane Beese can be found performing healing touch therapy on one of her clients. Beese is a registered nurse, holistic health coach, and a certified healing touch practitioner. Beese says she got her start in healing touch therapy while working as a health coach. Her friend had a brain tumor and she asked Beese to help her.
I called up my mentor in California and I said, okay, where do I start? And the very first thing he said to me was, she needs healing touch. She needs healing touch. And I was like, what is healing touch?
Healing touch is a form of the alternative medicine practice known as energy healing. This type of healing incorporates lightly touching and moving the hands over and around the body to help it relax. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, energy healing and touch has been used in medicine since the early days of medical care. Beese says there are many health benefits from energy healing.
Decrease pain, decrease anxiety. It can help your energy. Sometimes people just are really fatigued.
Energy healing is commonly used in combination with massage therapy. But even now, local Omaha hospitals are starting to incorporate the practice.
Massage therapist Beverly Riley says that energy healing can help with a hospital patient's recovery.
In some hospitals, you can see the patients getting the healing touch before or after a procedure, when they're working on their recovery and they need to work on anxiety, pain relief.
Beese says she will continue to provide the service for her clients and hospital patients for years to come. For the Omaha News, I'm Liam Fenwick.
Bees also offers healing touch classes for those who want to learn more about the practice. Coming up, with the Day of the Dead approaching, we look at how local cathedrals celebrate those lost while sharing their culture.
Next, the Halloween season brings back spooky Halloween traditions, but for black cats, these Halloween myths are impacting their adoption rates. See how black cats are being promoted to help them find homes. We'll be right back.
Grandparents told you. It's about discovering facts from the other side of the story. But NavRadio.fm produces talent, people who can take someone's story and bring it to life.
Wind, reel, and print.
Create your next adventure and travel the world at Omaha's award-winning Henry Dorley Zoo. Explore the historic Blackstone district in Omaha, Nebraska. With over a dozen restaurants, bars, and social settings, you can experience everything the iconic district has to offer. Eat, drink, socialize, and enjoy the day or night here in Blackstone.
For me, it's about understanding the process of communication and what we learn through that process.
So something that you'll find within the School of Communication graduate program is that there is such a rich field of expertise.
I can think of no other discipline where we spend so much time focusing on not just one side of the conversation, but all sides of the conversation.
Not only do you get to work closely with other graduate students that come from all different walks of life, but you get to learn from graduate faculty that take those perspectives and help you grow yourself in a way that teaches you to be an academic, but also lets you be you in a really unique way.
I chose UNO very specifically, not just because I live here, I'm proud to represent here, but because I thought their program offered strengths that I didn't see in other programs.
This is the Omaha News.
Halloween season is here, and it comes with superstitions of all different kinds. Reporter Maria Consbrook joins us from Studio B with a superstition about some of our furry friends.
Spooky season is back, and with it comes superstitions regarding black cats. These myths and superstitions can affect their adoptability. With Halloween just around the corner, pumpkins, ghosts, skeletons, and black cats can be seen all around, encapsulating the image of this very holiday. This time of year casts a special spotlight on particular furry felines, black cats, and the superstitions surrounding them, and this makes for a harder time for them to get adopted. Research shows that black cats are 2/3 less likely to get adopted than white cats and half as likely to be adopted as tabby cats. Digital marketing manager at the Nebraska Humane Society, Stephen Ilanich, says there isn't much of a difference when it comes to adopting out black cats at the Nebraska Humane Society.
We don't see a huge difference in adoption rates in black cats during those times of the year, October and Friday 13th occasionally. We do sometimes promote them and market them out there to dispel some of those myths, so people will be more encouraged to come adopt those cats.
With the existing prejudice against black cats, they can have a harder time finding their forever home. Black cats take the longest time to get adopted in shelters because of the fear surrounding them and the fact that their coat color is black. Professor of Biology at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, Dr. James A. Wilson, explains why humans believe in these particular superstitions.
It comes down to human belief. And so there seems to be a range of how brains are built in humans, and some brains are built to believe more readily than other brains.
Consider adopting a black cat this time of year to help them find a loving home. October 27th is National Black Cat Day, and October is Black Cat Appreciation Month, making it the perfect time to adopt. Anna?
Thanks, Maria. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky encouraged Americans to go out and trick-or-treat amid the COVID-19 pandemic on Fox News on Sunday. Walensky still urges prevention strategies like avoiding large gatherings, but says trick-or-treating is safe for children as long as they're spread out. She extended her guidance for upcoming holidays as well, noting that it is important that family and friends spend time together, but it'll be safest if everyone is vaccinated.
Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, is a Mexican holiday celebrated in honor and loving remembrance of the dead. At Day of the Dead celebrations and ofrendas, you can see beautiful tributes to the lives of those who have passed. Photos of loved ones or celebrities, portraits of saints and flowers. Jose Garcia, curator at the Mexican American Historical Society of the Midlands, says that there are always 4 main symbols to honor the dead: food and plants as earth, candles for fire, flowers for wind, and water.
We have the popular culture that is starting to embrace remembrance instead of fear and loathing, because that's what Dia de Muertos is. We are remembering, honoring, and nurturing our ancestors to come and be among us.
Jose and his wife Linda Garcia Perez, a teacher and librarian, have created an ofrenda, or offering, for Day of the Dead at St. Cecilia's Cathedral since 2015. They say the ofrendas they do are not only a way to remember the dead, but also to share and express their mestizo culture. Jose and Linda say that even though Dia de los Muertos is a Mexican tradition, it can teach everyone something. Linda says when she first invited artists to take part in the ofrendas, those who were not Mexican felt they couldn't participate because they didn't know anything.
And I laughed. She says, well, you think Mexicans are the only ones that die and grieve? No.
Linda and Jose say Day of the Dead can help everyone transform grief into fond memories.
And it was so moving. I mean, we had people coming through here tearing and crying and say there was something that magical happened with them.
The Mexican Dia de los Muertos coincides with the Catholic holiday, All Souls Day, which is also meant to remember and honor those who have passed on. The Latino Museum in Omaha is hosting an exhibit in hopes of exposing the community to Latino culture. The exhibit's main attraction features Omaha's largest ofrenda, but it also features different paintings and sculptures. Deputy Director of the Latino Museum, Sylvia Wells, hopes that exposing people to Latino culture will help get more people to explore it. The exhibit will be on display through November 19th.
Thanks, Greg. Next, we'll hear the story of Omaha Soccer's Andrea Daves and the toughest challenge she faced off the pitch. The Omaha News. We'll be right back.
Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded press to a full.
For years, the Old Market has been a popular attraction. With its vintage atmosphere and rich history, it's a great way to spend an evening. It has niche restaurants where you can grab dinner, and unique stores you can shop at, making it an exciting place to explore. So come on down and check out the Old Market, located between 10th and 13th Streets and Farnham and Jackson Streets.
I never thought I'd be standing in the clouds looking down on the ancient ruins of the Incan Empire. I never thought I'd live among the street artists in Valparaiso. I never thought I'd make friends that would last a lifetime.
Adventure's out there, and as Mavericks, it's up to us to find it.
Stop thinking, start doing. Visit educationabroad.unomaha.edu.
Through tragedy, we are reminded of how fragile life can be. And when tragedy hits home, that's when we find out just how strong we are. It was no different for Omaha soccer field midfielder Andrea Daves. Here's a story of Andrea and her father, Dave.
You always wanted to be remembered as a good friend and as a really good dad.
Be kind, be honest, and help others. That was a message Andrea Daves received from her father on every car ride to elementary school. And those are the words that Andrea still carries with her today, whether it be on the soccer pitch or anywhere else. The Denver native signed with the Mavericks in 2017. And while she spent most of her life with a soccer ball at her feet, Andrea's biggest challenge arrived off the field. When Andrea was in second grade, doctors found a cancerous tumor in her father's pancreas, and that left him with 2 options. The first was to remove his pancreas and live just 5 unhealthy years, or fight off the tumors with chemotherapy and operations. That option guaranteed just 3 years, but healthier ones to spend with his family.
Anything he did, he always took us into account, and he would tell us that, and it was true.
Dave Daves chose the latter, living 11 years longer than any doctor expected.
He wouldn't die without me feeling as though that in some way I knew, or that I could complete something that I needed to complete with him.
It wasn't until Andrea's senior year of college that her father passed away.
You keep having to fight something over and over, and I could tell that he was so tired. That's what I could tell.
Soccer bonded the two since Andrea's childhood.
The first thing he would mention to people about me is how I play soccer, and not because, again, he wasn't an athlete growing up. It's not like he lived vicariously through me and my career. It's more just that he was just so happy that I was doing something that I liked.
Even if it was a 12-hour drive alone, Andrea's father would still travel anywhere to see her play.
Right after the game, I was able to talk to him for maybe 5 minutes, and then I had to get on the bus and leave. But just for that small interaction, he drove all the way there just to do that. Which again was now in retrospect, I can be wow, he just really again wanted to be with me and cared for me so much.
While being away from home, Andrea says her friends and teammates helped her through it most.
It feels like no one understands, because at my age, few people have lost parents, and it literally feels like no one understands. But in that, I also felt how much love I had from my friends who didn't understand, and who, regardless, were just so there for me, both back home and my teammates here.
As Andrea finishes up her final season with the Mavericks, she knows her father will still be with her at every game, and he is forever remembered by every life he touched. We applaud Andrea for sharing her touching story, and her message is simple. If you can still, call your parents.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news and entertainment in the Heartland.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO, the Omaha News, or find our website for even more news and stories at unomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Lyle, calm down.
Pretend to call the game, and it's it was a lifelong dream of mine, and now that I'm starting to fulfill that dream, it's been awesome.
With the UNO School of Communication, your dream begins today.
Unbelievable experience. Extremely grateful that I get to do it.
And it is so exciting to see what they can do and what they want to do.
What can you say about your Maverick team?
The deadline is now.